Jason is making Riesling steamed mussels with a spicy coconut lime sauce. I mean, come on. Here's what you'll need to follow along. Some mussels, Riesling, ginger coriander paste, coconut milk, butter, pickled chilies, and grilled baguette. Oh, yes, please. Jason, gorgeous to see you today. I mean, you're gorgeous too, but I love the view. It's lovely out there in Niagara on the lake. Yes, we're looking at Peller behind you. It looks incredible, and the dish sounds amazing. How do we start?
Well, this is inspired. We're actually at our new location. This is our Riverbend Hotel. We've just purchased it and opening soon.
Wow.
So I wanted to do a recipe right from the menu, and this was created by our new chef, Ross Midgley. And you know, we got the mussels, we've got the chilies, but there's a couple of recipes we need to start with first, because it's like flavor builders that add to that finished recipe. So you just take out your little mortar and pestle. Everyone's got one of these at home, right? If you don't have this, you can use a little blender, right?
Okay.
But what we want to do is make kind of like a paste or a pesto. Fresh garlic, you know, always pungent, and I've actually got it already broken down a little bit because it just makes it a little bit easier. Just put it like that. And then fresh ginger. You know, everybody kind of says, you know, this thing here has got so much flavor, but you just take the skin off, chop it down again, add some of that in there, and already, you know, that's two big, powerful flavors. But then the juice and the zest from one lime, you know, it's kind of, lemon's great, but lime has that really kind of distinct flavor that just kind of gives me that little tang to it, you know. And then what I've got is I've got a little bit of parsley, and parsley will add the green chloroform that will really give it lots of color. And then it's a whole bunch of coriander or cilantro, depending on who you want to call it. But you just put it all in here like this. A nice big heavy pinch of salt, a little bit of grapeseed oil, or it could be olive oil, whatever you like. And then you just start to kind of mix it all together. You know, this is obviously going to take a few minutes just to kind of grind it down, but in the blender you can do it as well. But I find this is good for small amounts. But what you end up with is a beautiful pesto like that. Nice. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It's just pungent, bright flavors, and that's a great bait. And this will last you. Put it on a sealed container, put it in the fridge, labeled and organized, and away you go. So that's your paste or your pesto. But then we also want a little bit of a bite or a bit of heat in there. So I've actually taken these great little, I call them Thai chilies or red chilies. They're not that hot. They just have a little bit of a bite to them. But I want to get them to be hot but also fresh at the same time. So what I do is I take white wine vinegar and sugar, equal parts. That's all it is. And you just get a nice jar like this, fill up your chilies, you just chop them down. Equal parts, you boil it up till the sugar's dissolved, pour it over top, you close the lid, and forget about them. They're going to sit there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as long as you want. And whenever you take them out, you've got these tangy little chili. And what's nice is they're not overpowering in the heat, but they've got that real bite to them. So those are the two things we need for the mussels. Now we get into the mussel dish. And the great thing is it's the mise en place, right? You've got to have your wine, your mussels. But I'm going to actually cook on the barbecue today. And the reason I'm doing that is because I wanted to show that a barbecue is more than just cooking steaks. You know, in the summertime, I never like to turn my oven on. So I've got my steaks cooking. But you can just throw in a big pot like this, get it nice and hot, ready for your mussels. And literally, I'm just going to take my mussels like this, and I've cleaned them down, removed the little beard off the bottom, you know. You kind of give them a good wash. You just throw them in. No oil, no nothing in here. Just throw them right in. And then, of course, a good Peller wine, nice Riesling wine, got lots of acidity in there. A splash of the wine, and then you put the lid on. And what happens is, you can see it already, it's steaming, but the wine comes up, it starts to steam the mussels, it kind of gives it that flavor that you want. But you want enough wine in there because we're going to make the sauce in there as well. You give them a little bit of a shake. Now these would probably take about 2 to 3 minutes, but of course we're going to just kind of move along for the TV. But just give them a little shake like that. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, in fact you can see they're starting to open up already. Look at that, right? So then you just kind of tilt your liquid to the side. Coconut milk. That's the secret weapon because it just gives a richy, creamy flavor. Yeah. So just pour a little bit of coconut milk in there. A nice big spoon of that pesto. You know, you got your ginger in there, the garlic in there. And then we're just going to give that a little stir around. Look at that. That's awesome. And then you can actually just what you would do is you'd put the lid back on for maybe another 30 seconds or so just to finish cooking those mussels, let the flavors kind of infuse. And then just before you're about ready to serve, what you do is you just take a little bit of butter, because we need to put butter in everything, right? So a little bit of butter in there.
I was wondering what was going on. Like, where's the butter? Does Jason not have any butter
Don't
today?
worry. I got the coconut milk and the butter. We've got it going, right? So, but see what happens though is the butter also emulsifies with the sauce in the bottom of the pot, so you end up with a nice sauce. There we go. And look, you can see, isn't that great already? And these are actually coming along quite quickly. I mean, maybe cooked. You just want to make sure your mussels have opened up, right?
Yeah.
But you just present them in your nice little bowl like this. Oh, fantastic.
You see mussels, and it looks like it's going to be difficult. But really, it's exactly what you said. It's about those flavor builders, and then just let it do its thing. Like, if you had enough time and we weren't sort of rushing you along on TV, those mussels are basically on the grill for what? 3 minutes? 4 minutes? Is that it?
3 minutes at the top, exactly. And that's the great thing, because you've got a pot there, you're cooking your steaks, and then you just throw it on, cook away, and then literally you're done. And then what I do is I just take some of these chilies, just sprinkle them right over top. You know, I've got a little bit of crispy baguette here.
Oh, yeah.
Just put a little bit of, and I've just taken some baguette, tossed it in a little bit of oil and garlic, and it just, but like, it's great because you can serve the steaks, you can do the baked potatoes, you can do whatever, and then boom, mussels are done, fresh, simple. How great is that?
I just love that even though you're not in studio with me, it's like your timing is bang on, my friend. How do you do that? You don't even have me cueing you.
Oh.
You don't have any help. You're just a pro. I love it, Jay.
You and me, we've been doing this for years. We know how it works.
Absolutely. And I know that that recipe works. It looks so good. So definitely drooling over this one. Thanks, Jay. You can find that recipe up on our website, cityline.tv.